Today you are going to fill out this watercolor technique practice. It looks like that you are going to be painting, filling in this color wheel, and you're also going to use 3 or more colors to complete this drawing. Alright, so first, before you start painting, I want you to go ahead and add some of these techniques that we learned from our shading ditto. Try to experiment with some of these into the lines. So I might try to make these circles look like spheres by adding stippling. Or I might see what happens if I try to turn the sphere, circle into a sphere by using scumbling. See if I like that. This is really a good opportunity for you to experiment with what shading techniques work well, which ones don't. Alright, so maybe I use hatching on this square here. Turn it into cross hatching. Awesome. Feel free to add anything with your pen that just seems interesting to you. Maybe it'd be interesting to draw a puppy dog over here. I don't know. Alright, so now that we have drawn, used some shading techniques here, we're going to get to the painting part. And really, this goal of this worksheet is to just kind of practice the timing of painting. So, for example, if I painted this square with yellow and then I did yellow-green immediately, they might kind of blur together because it's kind of watery. So during this activity, you're practicing the timing. So maybe you go in and you fill out every other color wheel and then drop down here and then come back to here. It's probably what's going to happen. Alright, so you'll fill in yellow, orange, so you might not have orange, so you got to mix orange. So take a little bit of red, put it in there, take a little bit of yellow. And maybe that's a little bit redder than I like. Maybe I go back in there with some yellow. Kind of try to force it in there. Or maybe I come back later with another layer. I don't know. Whoop, that's blue, not violet. That might happen. Alright, so you get the idea. I plan to paint every other item on the color wheel, and then while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to come down here. It looks like I need to use 3 or more colors. So this down here might be kind of a waiting game too. Alright, this would also be a fun opportunity to experiment with some blending. So maybe I do purple, and I try to blend it into this blue here. Alright, if I painted orange right here, it'd probably blur together, kind of make this puddle of brown here. So I'm going to come back to this big shape later. I can paint my spheres now though, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward with those. Maybe I bleed some yellow into the green, because yellow and green are next to each other on the color wheel. right, now while I'm waiting for these shapes to dry, I could already maybe come up here, kind of feel my colors. These might be dry enough for me to go ahead and proceed with a yellow-orange. So these in-between colors here, you're definitely going to need to do some mixing. So feel free to just mix. If you want to maybe test your color, you can always test it out in the boundaries here. So maybe it needs to be a little more orangey, so add some red. Awesome. Alright, and then you'll just go ahead and complete this activity. And you'll either turn in this one, or maybe another technique thing that you did to school with you.